What if I told you that one of the most important global meetings of 2026 didn't happen in front of the flashing cameras, but behind closed doors? No grand speeches, no dramatic handshake, yet decisions taken there could quietly reshape the global power. Before the world leaders meet at the summit, there is a different kind of diplomacy happening. Every BRICS country appoints a Sherpa, a senior official responsible for the negotiations, coordination, and agenda building. Think of Sherpas as architects of the summit. They don't just prepare the speeches, they shape the agreements, align positions, and resolve disagreements before the heads of the state even enter the room. So, when the Sherpa meetings become strategic, it means the entire grouping is becoming more structured. Under India's leadership, the 2026 Sherpa meeting reportedly focused on institutional strengthening, implementation tracking, and clearer coordination mechanisms. For years, critics said BRICS was long on statements but short on the structure. But this time, the tone shifted. The focus moved toward the deliverables, timelines, and accountability. This signals something important. BRICS is transitioning from being consultative bloc to becoming a more organized multilateral formation. For India, this is not just about hosting meetings. It's about shaping the architecture of the global south. At a time when global institutions are under strain, India's approach appears focused on practical cooperation, trade facilitation, development finance, digital public infrastructure, and supply chain resilience. By strengthening the Sherpa process, India is essentially ensuring that BRICS decisions are not symbolic but actionable. The global order is changing. Emerging economies want a greater voice in the decision making. BRICS expansion in recent years has already increased its weight in the global GDP and population share. If the Sherpa mechanism becomes more structured and efficient, BRICS could start functioning less like a dialogue platform and more like a coordinated bloc. And that changes negotiations in trade, climate, development funding, and even the geopolitical alignments. Multilateralism is evolving. The question is no longer whether the new groupings will emerge. They already have. The question is whether they can move beyond the symbolism and deliver results. The 2026 Sherpa meeting suggests that BRICS is attempting exactly that, building the internal coherence before projecting the external influence. Sometimes the most powerful shifts happen quietly. No dramatic headlines, just structured planning. If BRICS succeed in the institutional reform under India's guidance, 2026 may be remembered as a turning point when the emerging economies didn't just ask for a seat at the table but began designing a new one. If you value clear, grounded geopolitical insights that decode, please subscribe.